You can't marry me. I'm straight, my love. And my husband's here tonight. He's here. Oh, no, I don't want to try. I'm with Rich. You're crazy. Leave me alone.
She said, my husband's here tonight.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
You don't say that before you get married.
No, you don't.
No.
It takes a while when you get married.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if it's for the second time to say wife or husband.
It sounds
You're
weird
my
at
wife.
first. I remember it
does.
sounded weird, like I have a wife.
A wife.
Yeah.
If I thought it felt weird to say my fiance.
Right.
Yeah.
You get used to saying that.
Yeah. Like boyfriend, fiance. It just, yeah, you're right. It takes a while. So something tells me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Little
they're the-
bit of slip right
And
there.
that she's who's she married? Would be married to?
The
Rich Paul.
That's right.
He's
He's the
LeBron James' childhood friend who's also become his agent and has turned into a super agent.
because he has a lot of celebs, right?
Tons
yeah.
of NBA clients and other clients.
Yeah, and they've been
Yeah.
dating for quite a while.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you just don't let that slip if you're not in practice.
Yeah. And so, Squid, one day you'll see when you get married, although we've cautioned you many times.
No, Jared has cautioned
There's
you.
been others.
Not me.
Yeah.
I'm saying other people have cautioned him not, maybe just to be really sure.
But if we're ranking, number
Yeah.
one
Oh, yeah,
has
yeah,
been
yeah,
you.
right. Yeah. There's no doubt.
Rightfully so. If it's a competition.
It will be. You'll see.
Yeah.
It's a very odd thing.
Uh-huh.
I
to be
wonder
like,
if he's a little bit nervous, not to be not sensitive here, but a little bit nervous that Adele could go back to her former ways and look.
There's no Ozempic now.
There's Ozempic.
think so.
But I think when you do the work, you're much less likely to go back to what you were because
Not
you've-
apparently
well,
with
no,
Ozempic.
No, yes, but I'm saying like if you have worked out every day and you've changed, it's like if you've completely changed your life, it's very hard to then go back, which is why so many people fail at weight loss is because you're not changing your life.
Right. Well,
You know?
the thing is, she's done it for like she's had the weight off for like 2
Years.
years now.
Years.
If it was like, oh, she lost weight and they're like, let's get married, I'd be worried about it.
Yes.
And for the guy too.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's been in shape, I think, the whole time. But she really did. It seemed to be. I mean, maybe we never know anybody's real life, but it's like she seemed to have worked out and really changed the way. I guess her lifestyle, her
Has
whole
Adele
lifestyle.
been overweight though her whole
Yes.
life?
I think I think as a young child too, she talked about being chubby and
Yeah,
stuff.
she's more likely to go back to that at some point if she's not
Could.
careful. But it seems like to be overweight your whole life and to be in good shape for like 2+ years, that's unlikely.
That's
for a lot
not
of
a
people.
quick fix.
No.
It doesn't seem to be a quick
It's not
fix.
some fad
Well,
thing.
she
she's
sprains
doing.
her ankle, can't exercise anymore. But who
Well,
knows?
that could happen to anybody.
Right.
You can do. When I had the knee surgery, they put me on like this rotator machine for my arms.
Yeah.
Like because I couldn't, while I was rehabbing my knee, and so that's how I'd exercise. I would just do circles on this machine with my arms.
Did it work for you?
Yeah.
At the time, I was in good shape then. I had the biggest shoulders in the area.
There you go.
Maybe it stunted your forearms, and that's why you're
Yeah.
I
Stunted
don't
your
know.
growth.
Yes.
Yeah. There's ways to work out without, like, if you break your ankle, there's still ways of working out and being active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's harder, but yeah.
it's harder, but it can be done. I don't know. What was I saying?
Nothing.
I don't know. I guess nothing. Just so caught off guard by you always fat shaming Adele.
Not fascinating.
It is fat shaming.
I just
Says, I
said.
wonder if he's worried about her going back to her original
It's
size.
fat concern.
It is fat concern.
It's fat concern. That's what he's got. Fat
Thank you,
concern.
Matt.
Do not support that.
He acts like it's better. It's not.
It's not.
I'm not fat shaming anybody. I just know that it was a fact that she was much heavier before. And
She was, but you know what? I would hope that he's in love with her and will stick by her no matter what.
Yeah, he
would
can still
hope.
he can still be concerned and stick by her.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can. It's also, I don't think he's gonna be like fat ass. Can't
Right.
believe that you ballooned back up after we got married. I don't think
Yeah,
he's
I
probably
hope
gonna
not.
talk to her that way.
Right.
I would hope not.
No, I mean, and then of course the paparazzi would be all over it. She gained weight, and there'd be so much pressure to. That's tough.
She seems like she's got it in check.
She does.
Seems. Well, Katy Perry just sold, the rumor is that she just sold her entire album collection, or I guess the
Music
rights
catalog,
to,
yeah.
for $225
Oh my gosh.
million. How many hits does she have?
A lot.
This
She
I
has
have
Double
not.
digits.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to look that up,
The
but
very famous Katy date that Jason and I went on years
Yes.
ago. Just me and him.
Was
Nobody else. No one. It wasn't a station thing. We just had tickets. Jason's like, "You want to go see Katy Perry with me?" And I thought, "Huh,
Yeah.
is he going to try to have sex with me in the
we're
bathroom?
gonna be out of town." Is
You
this
only
gonna
hope so.
And even then, and that was what 10 years
Yes.
ago.
We
Yeah.
were like, oh, I forgot about that one. Oh,
Every single one.
She has so
Yeah.
many.
There
But
wasn't one thing she
think-
sang that we were like, "This is freaking a huge hit."
I mean, she literally went from nothing in front of our own eyes when she came in here for the first time in this studio right here in Greensboro. She came in and she had not one hit. And now, not only did she make millions of dollars already, but now she just added another 200 million to it.
225 million to be exact.
Can't
Yeah.
she just throw me a mill?
You would yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
All right, here we go, guys.
Yes. How many hits?
Katy Perry, Billboard Hot 100, 9 number 1 hits.
Wow.
9 number 1s.
Wow.
That's big.
That's the big one.
That's the moneymaker. 14 top 10 hits.
It's huge too.
But a lot of those are that's misleading because so out of the 14 top, she has number 1, 3 at 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, and then the lowest one was she had one outside of top or it was 22.
Wow.
Okay, so I would
She has a lot.
The
of
number ones by far and top 5s are the big ones that everybody knows. Sometimes top 10 you might not know, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But what you just said is that all of those were in the top 5 except for one. So they could say top 5 hit too.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So they should have more categories on here. But she said 35 songs chart, 9 number 1s and 14 in the top 10. Most of those are like in the top 5.
Yeah, and the charting means within the top 40.
Yeah.
And it was Katy Perry selling her rights to her catalog. It included the rights to her 5 studio albums that were released for Capitol Records, and it was Litmus Music that acquired the rights for $225 million.
And it seems like crazy, but they have that forever, and they could use it for whatever they want. Now, if you want to know her number 1s, Dark Horse, Juicy J, Firework, Roar. We did a parody to that. We got a viral video just doing a parody to it. Teenage Dream, E.T., California Girls, Friday Night, or Last Friday Night.
That's a good one.
I Kissed a Girl. That was 2008. Part of Me. And yeah, that's all of them right there.
Hot and Cold was the number 1 hit.
Did I not say that?
Well, no, five of those songs.
Hot and Cold was third.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Was Roar the parody one we did where we filmed it in my old house?
Yeah.
And
No.
Yeah, okay.
Hear
That's
you
right.
fart.
We play it for you, but it was deleted.
Yes.
So we don't have it anymore. But I think the video's still out there somewhere. It's probably on our YouTube.
It went viral because it got connected to like one of her videos.
Yeah, to Whitney's. Yeah. Came to our house, and
Yeah.
I remember dressing up and being in the kitchen and doing things in the oven. So it's very weird, but it was a parody video. That's what we did.
It's called extension of the brand, everybody.
It's
Having a
what we
YouTube channel
do.
on TikTok and all that.
But I think the craziest part with her number 1s, 5 of them were on one album, Teenage Dream in 2000.
Yeah, it was a
Wow.
huge
5
album.
number 1 hits
Boom.
on one album. That's crazy.
Man,
Banger.
225 million.
It's not chump change.
And she's not finished yet.
No, she's like 42 or
Yes,
43. Yeah.
She's not finished yet. Well, and speaking of Katy Perry, you know, she was famously married to Russell Brand, which I think at the time people thought, still maybe, thought that it was a very odd union.
Yep.
You know, Katy Perry, who's pop princess, married to, it was a very dark humored,
British bad boy type of
exactly,
character. Yeah.
very unhinged comedian, Russell Brand. They were married for, let's see, two years. And during an interview during 2013, when Katy Perry and Russell Brand had separated, Katy Perry said, "I felt a lot of responsibility for the relationship ending, but then I found out the real truth, which I can't necessarily disclose because I keep it locked in my safe for a rainy day."
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Like in case.
This is back in 2013, an interview that Katy Perry did, and now people, of course, because Russell Brand's in
what's
some
going on with
trouble.
him exactly?
Well, Russell Brand, it seemed to me it really came on strong out of nowhere. But Russell Brand was allegedly, he's being sued for sexual assault by 4 separate women. And Russell Brand had a book deal. He had, I think that was he in the middle of filming something? That's all stopped. And if it's true, none of that matters.
There's a popular like
So he's
podcast.
being sued, but yet not criminally charged.
Jason, I don't know the difference.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well,
One, you go to jail,
I
the
just
other
know
one
he's in
you have to-
trouble. I mean, I know that he's in trouble, and I think that they're trying to get to the bottom of whether, the accusations are correct. I don't
Sue
know.
just means that somebody's suing him for money and he would have to pay out. Doesn't mean anything about prison time or anything like that. Criminally charged means he could get sentenced to prison. It's 2 separate things.
Does anybody know?
I thought it was. I don't think he's been like formally charged. I think they're allegations at this point.
So he's getting sued then.
I don't know if that's the case either.
Well, she just said that.
Well,
I haven't seen the sue part, but if somebody can find it. But he did deny the allegations. We can play that while we're looking for it.
Very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
Wow. And I did misspeak. It is the claims of 4 women of rape, sexual assaults, and emotional abuse against Brand.
And if he got charged, he'd go to prison. Gotcha.
Correct.
All
Yeah,
right.
I misspoke on the
he's
suing
not,
part. But
the police are aware of the allegations. He's not been charged yet, and he has not. I don't believe there's a lawsuit pending yet. But
Okay.
I mean, you just see what happened to Danny Masterson. Is that?
yes, from that 70s show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I try to go into depth with that because it's such a hard situation, in my opinion. Because if these women really were raped or sexually assaulted by him, he deserves
He
every
absolutely
ounce.
deserves, yes.
But throughout history, at times we've seen some false allegations happen, and it turned out to be not true at all. And I think there needed to be really hard evidence. And I keep looking at this case, and I know there's the witnesses that say so, and we have to, at least hear what they're saying and believe what they're saying.
Sure, yeah.
But it was so long ago. I'm looking at where's the hard evidence about this stuff, and it does. My concern is that if you just have witnesses that band together over a celebrity that say that, he goes to jail for life, basically. What if that wasn't true? And we've seen that before. You would hope that, and here's the other thing. A lot of people say, well, you know what? If anybody ever made that up, then they need to go to jail for just as long. That happened, I guess, with the lacrosse players.
Yeah, the Duke
Duke,
lacrosse.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you do that, then the victim will never admit
Right.
that they're
Right.
falsely accusing. So that's another
Because
problem.
they might not win the court case. You know what I mean?
That
Like
could
they,
also
they-
be, let's say they
Yeah.
like you don't win, and then they're like, well, maybe they made it up, and if they didn't make it up, they just didn't win, then it's not enough
Exactly.
evidence, and then do they get charged? Yeah, it's
and
tricky.
then you're the one going to prison for something that actually really truly happened to you.
Oh,
you just
God.
didn't win the case.
You would have a new trial, and you would have
I
to
would
be
hope so,
proven
yeah.
to make
that's true.
make that up.
But
So
still.
that even if it wasn't enough evidence, even though it was a claim, not necessarily are you going to be charged with making a false claim. It's just there wasn't enough evidence. But I mean, it's concerning, and I know this happens, and it's hard to believe this happens because I'm like, why would somebody do all that? But at the same time, we've seen in the past of that, and there's no solution here of that. I mean, Danny Masterson's wife stands by him.
Bijou Phillips.
But certainly it seems when you have multiple people come forward, but in celebrity world, that could possibly happen at times because there's an agenda. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that they do have enough evidence that I don't know about. They got that guilty plea.
And for it to come out of nowhere, it does. My question is, has it taken all this time to build the case against him? Because people are not so willing to come forward.
That's
that
correct.
It's like, since, let's say it did happen in 2013, Russell Brand, let's just say he did do these things. Has it taken all of these years for people to build the case and then to say, hey, we're formally going to say,
And sometimes
I don't know.
because
Sometimes
with
it's just courage.
With
Yeah.
Bill Cosby,
Sure.
and his wife stood by him too, and there's like 35, 40
Right.
different people over a course of like 50 years, and it's the same pattern, same story. But the problem is when you do have rape victims, and some of you listening might be a rape victim. It's so hard for them to come forward because it's they feel so shamed, which
Yeah.
they shouldn't.
nope.
But it's embarrassing, and then somebody stole something from you that they could never make right.
And once you say it, you can't unsay it.
Right.
And that is a very scary thing.
And sometimes it might take someone else saying it. You're like, okay, like you need someone else to do it first. But yeah, then if it's just you, it's a one-on-one situation, which I think typically it would be. Are they going to believe you?
Right.
And then just don't even want to deal with the shame. And then you do have that with you. I don't know. What upsets me is there have been women who have lied about it, like the Duke Lacrosse, and there's been others, and that makes it even harder for real victims to come forward because there's that doubt.
That's true.
And how horrible would that be if someone you knew got raped and they went forward and people didn't believe them because of other people who have lied
Right.
and tried to destroy people's lives with false accusations. Ugh.
Another thing
messy.
that makes it even harder would be the fact that here is a very public, well-known human
Right.
being, and if you are coming from a place where maybe you don't have the money, or you feel like you can't build a case yourself, or whatever, provide for it, you think there's no way I would win that. Why would I stir my light? Why?
Well, that's
Right.
where it comes down to the two different ways. So the number one way, you don't need any money. It's just you're reporting a criminal crime. The other way is getting a lawyer to take your case to sue the person. But I mean, ultimately, if you've been raped, you would go to the police,
Right.
hopefully. And I know it's embarrassing, and hopefully they have certain procedures that they can collect evidence quickly.
With rape kits and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation, and it's terrible. Like, go back and forth of like, oh, there's no win here. What are you gonna do?
I know. Well, we'll keep you posted on it, and I believe, do we have one more? I think we have
do.
one more
Russell
clip of Russell Brand. Yeah.
accusers, yeah.
I phoned and somebody asked what it was regarding, and I said, that's regarding Russell Brand being a sex offender.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me.
He grabbed me and got me on the bed. I was fully clothed and he was naked at this point, and he held me down and he was just aggressively trying to, me.
I was like, oh my God, he raped me.
I've never ever spoken publicly about this before. Russell seems untouchable.
And it
Certainly sounds convincing.
Yeah, it does. And if it's true, man, then he needs to go to jail for the rest of his life.
Yep. We will keep you posted. And,
Horrifying.
and then also something like this, Katy Perry, I know she said it in 2013 after they had very publicly gone through a divorce, but that doesn't help. Because
Yeah.
you're like, did you find out that he cheated? Did you find out that he's gay? Did you find out he didn't love you? There could
That
have
he was
been a
back on
million
drugs,
things.
He wasn't supposed to be on drugs anymore. Yeah, it could have been a million things.
Yeah.
When you leave it vague like that, it's like, oof.
Yeah.